episode, we're going to talk about Monalisa and the Renaissance period. And first of all, let us introduce ourselves. First, my name is Olivia Agustin with student number 123241023.
My name is Laila Syaidina with student number
My name is Auji Nahwa with the student number 123241028.
My name is Indi Nabilah R.A with my student number 123241018.
Now, let's take a little journey back in time through paint to the greatest art has ever created, the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever looked at the painting and felt like it was looking back at you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Mona Lisa. She's calm, composed, and yet there's something about her that stirs a question in your mind. Her smile. Her smile is gentle, but is it really a smile? Or is she hiding something behind eyes?
It's ambiguous though.
Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy about that.
Yeah. So, who is she? Most believe she was Lisa Gherardini, a Florentine woman from the 16th centuries. But over the centuries, she's become more than just a portrait. She's become a global icon. And the artist behind her? None other than Leonardo da Vinci, the true Renaissance man.
True man. Gentleman.
And Leonardo, well, he didn't just paint. He studied anatomy, engineered flying machine, sketched invention no one had ever dreamed of. He was curious about everything. And that curiosity, it's woven into every brushstroke to the Mona Lisa. Let's talk about his technique. Leonardo used a method called sfumato. Ever heard of it?
No. What is really art?
Okay, it's an Italian word that means soft and smoky. Instead of harsh line, he let light and shadow blend into each other, that we can tell where is the ends and where is the begins. That's why her skin looks so smooth and her eyes feel so alive. If you're imagining it right now, that softness, that delicate glow, that's sfumato doing its magic. And then there's the realism. Her hands, her posture, the distant, dreamlike background. It all feels very intentional. It's as if she could blink at any moment or quietly shift in her chair.
You were talking about Renaissance period, right? And now let's dive deeper to the Renaissance period, a time of the incredible change and rebirth of Europe. The Renaissance word itself, it was really mean rebirth. And this era, the Renaissance period, it was started in the 14th century to the 17th century. And in this era, it's like the biggest turning point on art, science, philosophy, and culture. So people back then in the Middle Ages, they were moved away from only thinking about religion and start to more focusing on science, on philosophy, on human's life, on learning and how human can achieve more than how they can think they could be.
So they go like beyond.
Yeah, they're beyond their era. And this way of thinking is called humanism. And it was encourage education, classic learning, and dignity of man. Also, in art, it changed a lot of things. this Renaissance era is changed a lot of things in art. The artists back then start to learn about human anatomy, experimenting with geography and perspective, and observing natural world to create more realistic and resonant work. The people back then, imagine you living in Renaissance era in the Middle Ages, and then suddenly people thinking about art, about philosophy, and other thing beside religion. I mean, that was such a great developing era. I mean, that was really great people back then.
Great invention.
Yes. Do you know, guys, one of the famous Renaissance artists back then?
Yeah, I know. That was the one. I think that was one of the artists that I know and I remember.
Yeah, there was like his name is really famous in our people, and there are three important artists back then in the Renaissance era. The first one is Michelangelo Buonarroti. I don't know, I can't remember his name. And then Raphael, and then the famous Leonardo da Vinci. We're gonna talk about Michelangelo first. So Michelangelo is a sculptor. He's also a painter and architect. His famous work is called Statue of David and the Ceiling of, I don't know, wait, I can't remember. The Ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. I don't know where that place is.
Here, it's here.
Okay, it's here. Okay, that was smart. Most of his work shows detailed and powerful the human body can be. The next person we're gonna talking about, Raphael. She has a full name or something. I don't know. I didn't do so much research.
Yeah,
But we can only call him Raphael. His art most of the time is about calm and beautiful painting, and most famous work of him is called the School of Athens. I don't know. A painting. The School of Athens is a painting that shows ancient philosopher and represent the mix of old and new ideas during the Renaissance. And the famous person, the last person, you already know who is it, right? He's called Leonardo da Vinci, a true genius of the Renaissance. Not only a painter, he's also a scientist. Wow, he's a scientist. That was great.
Oh.
And inventor and thinker. He's pretty multi-talented. Like Ella said before, it's like came up with most of invention.
Real genius.
Yes, he's a real genius, and his work, like Monalisa, is not. It's not Monalisa painting is not only his work, and there's also the famous one. I don't know. It's called the Last Supper. That's like the picture of the Jesus and his student. Because the Last Supper is also his famous work. And those two work are still admired today because of how real and thoughtful they look like. And these three artists didn't just make great art, they changed how people thought about art itself. Their work still inspires us today and reminds us of the power of creativity and knowledge.
Okay, now let's dive into the Renaissance, the time of explosive creativity and how its groundbreaking innovations shine through in one of history's most famous painting. Can you all guess what's the painting am I talking about?
Is it
I don't know what is it? Yeah. That I mentioned before,
Yeah,
like Monalisa and the Last Supper.
That's it, Monalisa. So the first one is perspective. Before the Renaissance, paintings often look flat, like a decorative skin stacked on top of each other. But Renaissance artists cracked the code of linear perspective using mathematical lines to create the illusion of depth. The Mona Lisa, Leonardo places her in a vast, hazy landscape that recedes into the distance. Those windy paths and misty mountains, they pull your eye deeper into the painting, making it feel like a window into another world. This wasn't just art, it was a revolution in how we see. So the second one is humanism. The Renaissance was all about celebrating human potential. And art shifted from stiff religious figure to lifelike emotional portraits. The Mona Lisa isn't just a woman, she is a person. The famous smile, like Ella said, is ambiguous, almost playful. Her folded hands and direct gaze make her feel present, like she is right there with us. Leonardo didn't just paint a symbol, he painted a soul. That's humanism in action. The belief that individual experience matter. Last one is scientific approach. Leonardo was obsessed with how things work, like Auji and Ella said. So he dissecting bodies to study motions, sketching light rays to understand optics. And then in the Mona Lisa, the obsession paid off. Her proportions are perfect because he knew anatomy inside and out, and the soft smoky ace or sfumato.
Yeah. Oh, that's why he's one of the scientists back then, right?
Yeah,
That's why he's really good with painting Mona
Yeah.
Lisa back then.
The sfumato is layers of translucent glaze, mimicking how light dances on her skin. For Leonardo, art wasn't just about beauty, it was a science experiment. So next time if we see the Mona Lisa paintings, remember that it's not just a painting, it's a masterpiece of perspective, a hymn to humanity and love letter to science, all on a single wooden panel.
Ooh, Leonardo is really a genius.
Yes, genius.
And I think one of the things that make Leonardo is a genius is because he knows the people bodies, like the anatomy. So
Yeah,
it
because-
makes the painting looks real.
Yeah, because
and
he's a scientist and
Yeah.
he makes the Mona Lisa painting what you said before?
Like life is
Yeah, 'cause
It was like
it's very
his
detailed.
experiment. Mona Lisa painting is his experiment on science.
It's very detailed.
Yes.
Like how she like this. It's
And suddenly everyone posting like Mona Lisa.
Japanese people. Okay, this is the last chapters of this podcast, and in these chapters, we're going to talk about how is the Mona Lisa painting has influenced in the art world and how it connects to Renaissance ideas. So back in the days, painting like Mona Lisa helped boost the art level of all over the Europe.
Oh yeah.
So it's like so it has the big influence all over Europe. And guess what? And even today's
Yeah.
we still can see the impact of those Renaissance styles and ideas in the modern artwork.
Oh, trendsetter.
Oh
Oh yeah, translation. Oh my god.
Oh my god. And let's not forget about the Mona Lisa has inspired countless art movement over the centuries, from Romanticism to Surrealism. So it influenced like so many genres of the art.
Yeah.
So it's like that. And artists kept coming back to looking the Mona Lisa painting. So they adopt like these styles and keep reimagining her styles and using her as a symbol of creativity and transformation.
Ooh.
And this is interesting. Do you know one of the artwork that inspired by Mona Lisa painting?
No.
I
I don't think so.
Never heard of it.
So it's Maddalena Doni portrait. So
I don't
have you heard that?
No, no.
No.
I think
So
that's not really famous like Mona Lisa, right?
yeah, so
Because Mona Lisa is the original,
she's
the OG.
yes, she is so overpowered. And the Maddalena Doni portrait is one of the Raphael artwork.
Oh, I just knew.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's basically a woman portrait her pose is same as like Mona Lisa, so
Okay.
she's like this. But if we compare the portrait, Mona Lisa has like dark,
Yeah, more
like
dark.
mysterious,
Yes.
and using like only not so many colors, not so various colors. But the Madalena Doni is like more vibrant, and it used so many colors. So like I think
more colorful.
Yeah.
More chairs.
so. The Raphael is adopting the, I think the styles, yeah, I
Yeah.
think the styles of the Mona Lisa painting. Cut. And the Mona Lisa really shows that Renaissance humanism is all about three points. So first is focusing on people, emotions, and amazing technique. And it is also inspired so many different art movements over the years and becoming a true icon of change
Ooh.
in the both culture and art. So the Mona Lisa is not just a famous painting, but it's a piece of history that still influences art today.
This is powerful.
Standing ovation. Okay, one question. Why does the Mona Lisa is still hypnotize us 500 years later?
I don't know, because there's a lot of
Yeah.
conspiracy, but people just came up with conspiracy.
But maybe it's not just a painting, but it's a mirror.
Ooh.
A mirror showing us how art, science, and the human spirit collide. And that's timeless. And one question again, is it Mona Lisa the original influencer?
Oh my god.
I think so.
If she lived in this day, maybe yeah, she's a real influencer. She's gonna look so famous.
She's gonna be like, the most following person.
Yeah, the following women in this world.
Because she might not have Instagram, but her impact is everywhere.
Oh yes.
Last. Okay, and that brings us to the end of our podcast episode.
After all this talking, do you guys still think that Mona Lisa is just a painting?
I don't think so.
Yeah, if you still think that she's just a painting, think again. And this brings us to the end of our podcast episode. We've explored how the Mona Lisa isn't just a painting, it's a symbol of the Renaissance, a reflection of human emotion, and a timeless inspiration that still echoes in the art world today.
Thanks for joining us on this creative journey through
History,
Mystery.
An iconic smile.
and until next time, keep wondering, keep creating, and remember, great art never goes out of style. Bye.